true believers. I am Thor, God of Thunder, Defender of Asgard, Breaker of Giants, the mighty Avenger. But never have I faced a creature like this. A force of nature, a living cataclysm, Ragnarok made flesh. Godzilla! Loki once said there's a power in stories, that they shape reality, bend belief, and forge gods from myths. If you believe you're worthy to hear this tale, then prove it. Drop a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Now prepare yourself for the legend of Godzilla vs. Thor. Our journey through mystery begins in Japan. Somewhere in a forgotten forest in a nameless valley, the Archpriestess of the Hand has assembled the world's greatest killers. The Hand is a group of assassins, a death cult that worships the demon known as the Beast. The Archpriestess believes she has finally found a worthy vessel for her demon lord. Some of the killers are taken aback. If the Hand wants them to kill for them, I mean, they just, they'd be more than happy to oblige, just ask. But the Archpriestess corrects them. None of them are worthy of being the Beast's fist. She doesn't need these killers to kill. She needs them to die. And die they do. The Archpriestess descends to a lower level as gallons of blood drips down, drenching the beating heart of Godzilla. This is insane. Days later, Tokyo is under siege. Thousands of people are running for their lives as a blast of hellfire torches several city blocks. In the ravaged streets, the Hand follow closely behind the thunderous footsteps of their dark messiah. The Archpriestess proselytizes about how the world thought Godzilla dead after its rampage in Yokohama 20 years ago. But Godzilla's heart never stopped beating. The rage of those that died in the Pacific War cry out in vengeance, beckoning Godzilla to destroy this forsaken world. It's then the Archpriestess seems to break the fourth wall by asking, in the name of all that is unholy, look at Godzilla and tell yourself, have you ever seen anything so beautiful? And maybe there's something wrong with me? But she's kind of right, But there is someone that doesn't agree. Without warning, the mighty Thor flies in, rocking Godzilla's face with Uru metal. Oh man, I love how it even knocks out one of Godzilla's teeth. From the halls of Asgard, Thor heard the prayers of the dying and desperate. The Allfather of the realm eternal has come to slay the atomic dragon. But Godzilla doesn't fear death, he conquers it. With a thunderous headbutt, Godzilla sends Thor flying into a skyscraper. Inside one of its rooms, Thor skids to a halt, unleashing lightning from his mystical hammer Mjolnir. Godzilla answers with a searing hot heat beam, gutting the skyscraper. Thor doesn't waste any time trying to reason with Godzilla. After all, Thor is not the god of reason. On land or in sea, Godzilla is a destructive force. To remedy this, Thor summons the storms of Midgard, lifting Godzilla into the tornado-filled skies above. For hours, Thunder God and Godzilla fought vigorously, their battle threatening to end the world itself. Even Thor can't believe his godly eyes. Mjolnir has riddled Godzilla with more holes than there are knots on Yggdrasil, yet still Godzilla lives. The Archpriestess is pleased. This is all music to her ears. Like a Redditor on a power ranking forum, she boasts about how Godzilla is stronger now than he was back when he slew Mothra and King Ghidorah. Even Thor cannot withstand Godzilla's hellfire for long. To counteract this, Thor opens a portal to Jotunheim, home of the Frost Giants. Frigid winds that can freeze entire worlds envelop Godzilla, turning him into a kaiju-sicle. Weeks later, Godzilla remains frozen. Military personnel have quarantined the area, while the scientific community insists on studying Godzilla. I mean, who can blame them? Thor has offered to hurl Godzilla into the sun, something perhaps he should have done from the start. Suddenly, the Archpriestess and her Hand disciples arrive, calling the soldiers in quick succession. At the foot of Godzilla, they have come to pray. The Archpriestess apologizes to the mighty kaiju. Thor standing up to Godzilla was a blasphemy in her eyes. And Again, I'm kind of agreeing with her. Is there something wrong with me? In the past few weeks, the Archpriestess has been learning all she can about Thor. Thor has faced many fearsome enemies, from the World Serpent Jormungandr to the Dark Elf Malekith, from the Mad Titan Thanos and the unstoppable Man-God. Thor has defeated them all, becoming the greatest of the gods. But in her research, the Archpriestess discovered one villain above all others. A slayer of deities. He who wielded a powerful weapon forged by the god of the symbiotes himself. Long thought shattered and lost, her ninja retrieved the last known sliver of all black, the Necrosword. Odin's Eye. That is the blade of Gore the God Butcher. The hand are fusing Godzilla with the power of Gore. Do you know what this means? Later, Thor is seen flying through space, eager to consume Asgardian mead. But Lady Sif, the guardian of the Bifrost, isn't heeding his calls. Suddenly, he finds a dying Sif adrift in space, along with his slaughtered Asgardian kin. With her last breath, Sif tells Thor that he came without warning and could not be stopped. She prays for Thor to avenge them before dying in his arms. It's then Thor makes a startling discovery. Asgard has been razed to the ground by none other than Necro-Godzilla. Mothra be thy name. Godzilla the God Butcher has cometh. With righteous fury, Thor stabs into Godzilla like a cosmic lightning rod. What happens next, true believers, is a cosmic battle unlike any other. Godzilla and Thor's battle carve through the nether space between realms. They're literally tearing through the branches of the world tree, shredding apart dimensions, and blazing through planets like they're not even there. The gods of Asgard are dead, and what of Thor, the god of thunder? He has no time to mourn. There's no time even for thunder. 'Twas a day meant only for lightning. But Godzilla has never been stronger. He unleashes his newly acquired Necro Breath, obliterating entire worlds. Up until now, Godzilla seemed to be driven purely by animalistic rage, but as the very heavens around them burned, Thor could swear he saw Godzilla smiling. Godzilla seizes Thor with his claw, holding the Allfather with his god-crushing grip. At point blank, Godzilla blasts Thor with his Necro Breath. The unknown planet they're fighting on is instantly eviscerated. For an excruciating moment that feels like an eternity, Godzilla, the bringer of Ragnarok, seems victorious. But Thor says thee never! Thor will have words with the Necro Kaiju. The Allfather summons every storm in existence. Every tempest across creation thundered to Thor. Thor's deafening rage now matched Godzilla's monstrous fury. A superstorm beyond belief gathered. It was a cosmic hurricane the size of a galaxy. I am loving this so much. Is this the good place? Have I gone to Valhalla? One of the membership perks, by the way. But even with the Allstorm, a gale that threatened to tear even Thor to pieces, Godzilla yet stood. Thor attacked, demanding Godzilla to fall. Godzilla answered with his god-consuming jaws. From inside Godzilla's mouth, Thor retaliated with a supercharged hammer strike, blasting out the side of Godzilla's face with cosmic lightning. With Godzilla temporarily reeling from the pain of having his face ripped apart, Thor pleads with Mjolnir to focus the full power of the superstorm through them. For one last flight, Thor and Mjolnir race towards Godzilla, powering through his apocalyptic Necro Breath. Thor thanks his friend for the wonders it's shown him, before telling Godzilla he will see the beast in hell. Godzilla and Thor disappear in a cosmic, shattering explosion. Light years away, the Archpriestess senses the loss. She leaves and is never seen again. It is said that the halls of Valhalla were filled with song and crowded with gods and YouTubers alike, celebrating their well-earned rest and Thor's victory. But for Thor, there was no such thing as rest. On the shores of hell, Thor is greeted by the ghost of Godzilla. It would seem they have unfinished business. In the land of the dead, Godzilla and Thor renew their battle, a clash that would rage until the end of time. As the afterlife trembled, the realm of the living continued onward. Our story concludes with the fragmented remains of Mjolnir floating in space, along with the disembodied heart of Godzilla slowly beating back to life. Rejoice! That was awesome! Whosoever holds this comic, if they be worthy, shall be entertained beyond comprehension. I'm blown away by how awesome this turned out to be. I went in with high expectations, and now it's the only thing I'm thinking about. You've probably guessed that I'm a massive Godzilla and Thor fan, so to see Godzilla and Thor face off in a story written by Jason Aaron, one of my all-time favorite comic book writers, is a dream come true. Jason Aaron is no stranger to writing Thor. He's the creative architect behind the supremely amazing Thor, the God Butcher, and the Mighty Thor stories, respectively. I want to see him write more Godzilla. We need an entire Godzilla vs. Thor series written by the man, and we needed it yesterday, or on Thor's Day, whenever this video comes out. I thought artist Aaron Cutter delivered one of the finest looking comics in years. I felt completely immersed by the illustrations and visuals alone, so a job well done. I especially loved how he drew Godzilla. GMK Godzilla is one of the most sadistic, savage Godzillas in the King of the Monsters pantheon, and I felt genuinely terrified by how Aaron Cutter brought him to life. Okay, so let's talk about that ending. In Hell, Thor and Godzilla's fight becomes an eternal struggle. There are many interesting things about this, namely Godzilla's design choice. It's his classic GMK look again, but with a few noticeable changes. For starters, his famous wide eyes are black. Does this mean Godzilla and the Necrosword are bonded together even in the afterlife? The ramifications of that, I mean, don't tell Gore. I mean, if my man finds out, oh, I could kill gods even in the afterlife, there truly is no rest for the wicked. Godzilla's disembodied heart is still floating around somewhere in the Marvel Universe, beating like a demonic drum. But then that means Godzilla is technically alive, right? And yet Thor is fighting his spirit in Hell. So this is what I think. Here's my headcanon. GMK Godzilla is a unique take on the classic character because of his supernatural origins. He is a vessel powered by vengeful spirits. Millions of people lost their lives in the Pacific War. In GMK, their rage possessed Godzilla after he died in 1954, turning him into the god of destruction we know and love. I believe those souls are still inhabiting Godzilla's blackened heart and could, in the near or distant future, regenerate into a world-slaying monstrosity. That, or Godzilla's heart is now fully in control of the demon that caused all this madness in the first place, the Beast. Believe it or not, this could mean a happy ending for Godzilla. I mean, Godzilla is finally free of the vengeful spirits that were controlling him. Now he's in the afterlife doing what he loves best, fighting a worthy opponent. But with Godzilla's beating heart and pieces of Mjolnir radiating lightning, it makes me think neither Godzilla nor Thor are truly gone forever. Perhaps Mjolnir and the Heart of the Dragon will serve as anchors for Thor and Godzilla respectively to return to the land of the living. It would be interesting to see Godzilla and Thor return in a future story, only to team up against whatever the heart ends up becoming. Time will tell, but if it ever comes to pass, I will be there. Hey, I hope you love this breakdown. I've been greatly anticipating this one shot for months. In a future video, I'll be publishing my breakdowns of all the Godzilla vs. Marvel one-shots in a single video. In that video, I plan on sharing my thoughts about the crossover as a whole, predictions of the future, and where we go from here. And yes, to my fellow power ranking enthusiast, I'm working on a separate video where I'll explain just how strong Marvel Godzilla has become. I mean, he's undergone several new transformations and power-ups, and yeah, lots of research, lots to do. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there, my worthy Gojirans. Have a great rest of your day.